Each week we listen to an album, here's a remind. Just know it's gonna take about 3 hours of your time to hear us complain or praise each other's taste. But no matter what, at the end of the day, we're just best friends who love different music. We are earbuds, earbuds, earbuds. This is Earbuds.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Earbuds. If you're watching this on YouTube, first of all, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe and comment down below. Tell us everything you're thinking about. We want to know, we really do. Good or bad, good or bad. And if you don't want to watch it on YouTube, but you think that's your only option, no. Find us on all podcast platforms and follow us there. You can download the audio-only episodes and listen to them on your way to freaking work, baby.
Oh my God! Also, for the next several episodes, you're going to hear the show referred to as Turned Tables. That is not the truth. The show is Earbuds. We decided to change the name after we recorded a couple episodes. So deal with it. It's the same show. We're just calling it something else. Don't be so confused all the time. Comment down below if you think the name Turned Tables is better. There's nothing we're going to do to change it at this point, but just let us know. Enjoy the show.
This is Earbuds.
Hello and welcome to Turned Tables with Landon and Joey, or Joey and Landon. I'm not sure if we've decided yet who gets top billing.
I usually put with Joey and Landon.
Of course
and then
you
I
do.
go,
You're Joey.
I can't do that because I made pick a font.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay, so Landon and Joey. And then I go, well, it doesn't sound as good, but then I look like the hero. So we'll see. I don't remember what I put.
Okay.
I think Joey's shorter, so it just goes Joey and Landon.
Joey and Landon. Yeah. I think
Like Bob and Tom, you put the short one first.
And if you don't know Bob and Tom, well, you're about to, because this podcast is all about Bob and Tom. No! This podcast is the podcast where Joey and I, best friends since middle school, but there's a gap in our understanding of each other.
In our friendship.
And in that, Joey has a distinct musical taste, and I have a distinct musical taste. And we meet somewhere in the middle, yes?
It's called a sort of like a Venn diagram or like a ghost's bosom, where the two breasts will come together in the middle because they can cross through each other.
Yes.
So in the middle, we've got some certain bands and some certain music.
We're motorboating on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a wide gap, or a double D or something.
Yeah.
Of
Butter toast.
of stuff we don't know about each other's musical inklings and enjoyment of certain artists. So that's what this is about. One week I'll bring an album for us to listen to and consider. The next week Joey will bring an album to listen to and consider. And together we will find some new stuff we like, validate our feelings about stuff we don't like. And hopefully you'll find some new stuff too as you come along this musical journey with us as we go through some albums from childhood to now that we love.
It's going to be woven as a rich tapestry where each episode is going to feed into, okay, well, that's what Landon brought. Do I want to bring something similar? Say, well, if you like that, maybe you'll like this, or you know what, that reminds me of this. So you don't have to take the whole journey with us, right? You can jump around. Maybe you go, I know I don't like that. But maybe you say, I know I don't like that, but I want to hear these guys rag on it. You know?
or I want to hear these guys tell me why I should like it, and then I can rag on them.
That's why I listen to some stuff. I say, I don't think I like this movie. I'm going to listen to two people talk about it for 3-4 hours. And I go, I still don't like it, but I had fun. And isn't that interesting? I learned a little bit about a new band. Maybe I learned about... Rick and Bubba. So Rick and Bubba, the short ones first. Bubba's long. Okay?
Yeah.
Rick is short,
True.
Bubba's long. That's going to be the tagline of our podcast, Turned Tables. Rick is short, Bubba's long. So we're going to start with a newer album that came out just to kind of set the table. We're not going to pick some random album. A big one for a band that we both like and have a lot of thoughts on. And it's a big enough one where we said, hey, you know what? Maybe people will listen to this.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. There's some strategery behind this.
Sit down and give me a park in Botswana.
So we picked, and gosh, just from the very... So that's what we picked. We picked Fall Out Boys. so much parentheses Stardust. And gosh, isn't that interesting right off the bat? Because you could read it two different ways, right? So much Stardust. Or so much for Stardust. And maybe you don't like, maybe you're like, why are you guys being weird? Well, get used to it. But maybe I hope you come along this journey with us. You're going to be like the dog on the album cover of Fall Out Boy's new album, which Landon's going to put right here. And you're going to be like a dog biting at bubbles. Because each time you think you got us pegged, guess what? You didn't.
Nope.
Try again later. Peg us later. Mm-hmm. Please. So we're going to review the album. We're going to go through a little bit of history of Fall Out Boy. And then maybe later on in the series, if we're still doing it, we're going to start going a little more in depth with this, with stuff. No, your CD player is not skipping, okay? Because this is not a throwback record. What do we want to start with? You like the band?
Fall Out Boy, one of my favorites in the middle school, going into high school era. You know, Fall Out Boy comes in the long, rich history of the pop punk emo sort of scene.
That's how I like them, long and rich.
That's right. So yeah, Fall Out Boy. Of course, my first interaction with Fall Out Boy was, of course, Saturday. No, Where's Your Boy Tonight from Take This to Your Grave, and then Saturday, and then that album, and then From Under the Cork Tree, of course, was huge. And I liked them all the way up until Folie à Deux. I think Folie à Deux is a pretty great record. And then they went away, and my interest in whatever they were doing also went away.
That's a big gap for us. So for us, we'll just tell you right now, we're 30. We're 30. Just so you know, because on our other, we do other shows and we like to not let people behind the veil. But here we are going to let you behind the veil and give us little kisses, right? Yeah. You lift that thing up. Guess what's coming at you? These two lips. Or for us.
Now we're married.
So Folie à Deux 2008. We graduated high school in 2011. Next album doesn't come out till 2013. A lot's changed. That was a Scottish accent, by the way. Yeah. Like he did.
Yeah.
So things, you're listening to different stuff. And at that point in time, I guess 5 years, that's kind of a long time. I mean, to say we're done being not done, but like we're taking a break.
Yeah, it was
5 years is not, I don't know. I feel like bands now are like, yeah, it's been 6 years since the last one. Who cares?
Yeah.
You just do what you want. It's not like every 2 years you have to.
There used to be that, though, and I prefer that.
Where
they're like, because I think there is something about, well, we don't have to get into this, but.
Oh, we can.
Okay, sure. It's my show. Well, it's Joey's and my show.
Keep it in the little 30-second thing if you don't like it until we get to the album where we're like, I like when he goes, ee.
I think that sometimes under a deadline, great art can be kind of forced out. Mm-hmm. And I think that, that you shouldn't be forced to make an album, but I think when there is some sort of structure, I mean, just look at us. Anytime we make ourselves do something, we do it.
Yep.
And when we don't make it, it's 5 years and nothing has happened.
Yeah.
And then we do finally come out with something, it's whatever that song is, and it's the anthem for every NHL game or something. You're like, I guess that's what we do now. So
I think I used to buy when CDs were more like, now CDs cost a lot. But when CDs were like $7.99,
yeah,
and then
great.
They all came with like a 2-hour DVD of behind the scenes and stuff like that, and going to some other bands like Blink-182 self-titled album, and when they're like, we have to get, it's like you're watching people that are just like, I don't know what to do, and there are these songs that you're like, oh, that must have been like a godsend, like someone, like you've had this idea in your head for a long time, and you're finally getting to put it out. It's like, no, a band put out an album, they're like, that's what we had in the tank, and now our record label is telling us you have to have another one, and this one, something's got to be the single. There's something, one of these has to work, and you've got to have 10 songs on this thing.
Yeah.
And you go, But they're artists, baby. But you're under pressure, and then you put something now, but then there's this, and in the dark. That's what comes after it. You've taken your time, and you go, well, you know what? I'm always going to have a symphony now. You go, okay, I guess that's...
I remember where I was in college when the news broke that Fall Out Boy has just released a music video or a new single. And I was in the library. I rushed to a computer and got on YouTube and looked it up. And I just remember feeling like, oh, I don't think it's for me anymore. And it felt kind of bad, but it also kind of felt liberating in a way of like, yeah, I guess it's just not my thing anymore. You know, there comes a time, not when you put away childish things, but you watch something you love become something for the next generation, or just it evolves past what you...
I just wanted people to have in their head what you were experiencing when you went to the library computer.
Yeah, it was that.
So embarrassing. You had a library.
So that's that. So I didn't listen. I listened to that album just because I was curious, and nothing really spoke to me.
Yeah.
And I didn't listen to any of the other stuff until this one.
I listened to it quite a lot, but out of curiosity. I listen to a lot of things out of curiosity, and sometimes I just won't listen to them when other people are around. And I think that was one of them.
Yeah.
Where I wanted to like it. I like Folie à Deux, and I think it sort of falls off near the end for me. I think there's some stuff that I just don't remember or will just skip. But there's some of my favorite songs they've put out are on that. And then I listened to Save Rock and Roll this past week too. And there's some, I think I like the Phoenix kind of the first song. We're not going to get into all this, but there's a lot of, I don't know if they know what they're doing. And I told Landon this, that by the time American Beauty, American Psycho, whatever, we'll get into that later. Then I got to Mania, and I said to myself, at least they're going for it fully. On Mania, they're just a pop band. They're not like trying to be a rock band that has rappers that that rarely works for me when it's like the band is established as one thing, and now we're going to have this hip hop break where I feel like the verses never go together when that happens.
No.
Like they just came in with their verse, and it's some weird, I'm like, this isn't the same message as the rest of the song.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to still have it be like a punk song behind it, and do what you want. It doesn't ever work for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
So there's a lot of that. Courtney Love is on Save Rock and Roll.
Yeah. There's just a lot of, they're sampling and they're featuring, and it's like, I just want to hear the guys.
Yeah.
Let me hear the drummer drum. Let me hear the guitar. Let me hear Patrick squeal over top of it, and I'll be happy. And let me hear some of the least inspired bass parts still to this day. You'd think he would figure something new out, but no. And you know what? At this point, you're like, yeah, I guess whatever.
And this does not go for me at least. There are bands that do stuff outside of that where that's their thing is more, I don't know, poppy or like
sure, of course,
key, synthy, or there's things going on that aren't fully band. But like when you were talking about this band specifically, why I like them is that, and I want to like them, but I'm just confused about. And that they started to bring in a lot of co-writers, and that's the other thing is like you've got everyone likes Pete Wentz. That they like the lyrics. They like the lyrics. They're weird. Yeah. And then you start just bringing in, well, let's bring Sia in, and someone that wrote a song for just whoever, like people that are just churning out songs like they're custard.
It just didn't feel authentic.
It's different.
It didn't feel authentic. Yes. That's what I didn't like about it. Yes. It felt manufactured to be in a commercial. And that's what I don't mind. I love pop music. You'll find out if you listen to the rest of this. I will be bringing so much pop music that you will turn the podcast off.
I just want people to go, okay, they're going to be stuck up. It's just, no. Just listen to us for a second, please, for once. Mom, Dad, listen.
It just didn't feel authentic. And there's a time and place for that, but when it's from an artist that you have a rapport with, and you have a sort of sense of what they stand for, what they believe in, and then it just kind of veers in a way, not even lyrically, but musically, and kind of lyrically. It's like,
Well, that's like
who are you fighting?
their top
Who
song.
are you lighting up?
Their top song on Apple Music is Centuries, which is like that to me is like you were saying, that's a sports song. Even though when you listen to the lyrics, it's like there's some self-deprecation there. It's one of those, it's not completely about what it is, but it is.
Yeah.
Because it's like all you're going to play is the chorus.
Yeah.
Remember me for centuries because someone slam dunked. Right?
Right.
Or then there's what was on Mania. There was another song like that. It was on, Centuries was on American Beauty, which is weird. And then there was Champion, which was on Mania.
Right.
Which is like the same. It's like, I just feel like it's selling shoes or something.
And I don't even mind that once in a while. You have a song that you're like, hey, I want to pay some bills. I have this song that's simple and it's "We Are the Champions, my friends," and you put it out and it's simple and it's whatever and it gets people pumped up. That's fine. It just doesn't, when it's not coming. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. And you have like a great drummer and guitar player that feel like they've been turned down, and like they're on stage but they're not doing anything. And you're just like, I love the drum parts. I want to hear more. I want to hear real drum parts. I don't want to hear him replicating what some producer came up with in a studio on a MIDI board.
And it's not, it's just a far cry from what they started as, what people liked about them. And I know there are people, I think Pete said in interviews, like, I have people tell me they only like Take This to Your Grave. And he's like, okay, great. Like, I'm glad you like any of what I do.
Sure.
It's not even that. I love the next 3 albums. Yeah. I like that. I like bands that evolve and do stuff, but it's just sometimes they go in directions that I don't care for that kind of music, or I wonder why they're doing that.
Sure. Which is all to say.
Which is all to lead up to this new album, which was kind of touted as, they say it's not, other people said it's kind of a throwback album, which is all, I don't care for that term either. I don't think it's like, this music is vintage from like 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And like, we're going to go back to that, because then that also feels inauthentic and like, let's do what we used to do. You can still do that. Bands just play the music they like.
Yeah.
So, but I think they maybe came back and figured out, and it sounds like you were saying with Joe and Andy, drummer and guitar player, respectfully, because I said them backwards, but it sounds like they kind of wanted to make sure they got to do something.
Yeah. From the interviews I've heard, they all kind of agreed that they wanted to mean something and not, which it just does seem kind of like that they've also known what they've been up to isn't as like artistically impactful, just from the sense of the interviews that I've listened to.
Yeah.
That they didn't want to go out on tour and spend a bunch of time on music that they didn't care about, which might not actually mean what it kind of implies, which is that they haven't been doing that. But regardless, there feels a sort of
he's rubbing his fingers together. If you're not watching this on YouTube,
there feels a more tactile. You can feel the artistry. You can feel the music actually being crafted by people.
Yeah, because I've watched videos of them doing some of the songs, and I'm like, I see him playing the guitar, but I don't hear, like, I just hear a track.
Yeah.
And Patrick's voice, great. He can belt out whatever, and people will love it. But when I see someone like playing a bass and a guitar and drums, and I'm like, I don't hear that.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, then that's probably weird on stage when it's like, we're going to play some of our old stuff, and then I'm just going to sit here for 5 songs. And it probably gets harder. I mean, some of them are in their early 40s now. It's like, am I going to leave home for 5 months?
Right.
And not, like, you like to play this instrument and you're just kind of not doing it to the fullest extent.
Right.
I feel like it's kind of like you're Maroon 5 or something. Like some of those guys have been in the band.
You're
the whole
Maroon
time, right?
5.
You're Maroon 5.
No, you are. No, I agree.
Where
I think
it's the Adam Ding Dong show, right?
right, and you're just kind of there.
You're just kind of there.
And by the way, I will say, I think when they were on their little break between Foley and whatever the next one was, Patrick Stump was doing just like straight pop albums.
Yes,
and some of that stuff was really good. I like it. So, you know, it's not so much that it's even inauthentic to what they like. It's just when you take it into the Fall Out Boy banner and you start putting some of the stuff out, it just doesn't feel right.
And
but
this break, same length of time from Mania to this
what I was
one.
wondering.
It's the same. It was 5 years between Mania and this. It's almost like a third. We're kind of in our third Fall Out Boy era. And it brings in a lot of stuff from those other albums. That's the thing is, as much as people want to say, well, it's whatever, a throwback to what they used to do, I think there's just adding to their collection.
That's what I was going to say. I think it's less of a throwback and more of a synthesis of everything we've gotten before. And in my opinion, one of the best albums that they've had.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
should we start to go through these?
Let's go through it.
And if you have anything to say and you want to leave a comment or you know what to do. I'm not going to walk you through. I'm not going to hold your hand. I'm not going to tell you to ring the dinger up at the top of the page and hit the subscribe so that you always get the new episode. You know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay?
But please do that.
Please do that. And this episode probably is not going to work because we're going to play parts of the songs and it's going to get shut down. So if you want to send us a couple dollars in the mail, should I be looking at the time?
Yeah, probably. See, already I like it.
Yeah. I'm just going to stop there because we're going to get to, well, no. And I'll hit play. Okay. Just, I want to get to the part where we go, okay, they are back.
Because at this point, you're kind of like, I think maybe this seems like it could be...
Yeah.
It could go both ways, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Like Joey.
It's a kind of a...
But no. What do we hear prominently?
That's right.
A ripping guitar part and some gosh darn drums and a string section.
String section. Talk on that. Speak on that.
It's in there.
It's always going to be there now.
That's what they love, and I get it, because why not? You have the option to, and it does add a certain elevation to. This isn't just for kids playing a pop punk song in their freaking garage, okay?
And you don't have to be. At one point, they were probably the most famous band in the country or the planet.
Certainly.
So, and that's what Patrick likes, right? You get him out of the studio with Fall Out Boy. He's going to his other studio and he's like, I'm making a soundtrack for a movie that I want to make the music for. Right?
Yeah.
So he's got his strings. The thing with me, and this is me, okay?
Okay.
When I see a band live, I kind of want to see... So a lot of stuff that they do, especially with the last albums, it just felt like this isn't music that is to be like seen at a concert almost.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to see them playing to a track. And I know bands use tracks all the time if they've had an extra guitar in the studio or whatever.
Right.
But when it's just like I'm hearing, I don't know, violins coming through the speakers. I don't know. I'm going to go. I mean, I don't know when I'm going to see them because they only play frickin' baseball stadiums now. But
yeah. No, I understand that. Frankly, I've seen Fall Out Boy 3 times. And
Frankly.
I can tell you.
Stanley's brother.
in my opinion, they're a band to be listened to on a recording, and they always have been.
There's a lot of bands like that we're probably going to get into.
Yeah.
Bands are bad live.
Some
Of all the concerts I've been to, sometimes they're just bad.
3 or 4 have been good, and most of the time, it's not that great. But it's the
87.
energy. It's
Yes.
so But that's the lack of. That's what I'm hoping this album can bring to the lives, because there is a lack of energy, even from the videos I've watched of them playing the stuff from Mania and stuff like that. It's just, it doesn't feel like they care because they're not playing.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
I don't know.
I mean, also, I don't know. I'm not worth like $10 million or whatever now. So what do I know? Do what you do. Make your money.
Not yet.
Not yet. But with your help, if you mail us a couple dollars in the mail, this song, Landon,
Yes.
this is the first single that came out for the album, yes?
Yes.
Right away, I loved it.
Yep.
Okay. And like we're saying, they brought in the strings and stuff and kind of the orchestral stuff on Folie à Deux. And I think people were turned off by that a little bit.
They were?
I think so. It had
Oh.
mixed reviews.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't read anything about it. I just knew I liked it. And
I
said,
remember at the
"The
time,
boys are back."
because I was like, this is different. I like stuff, but it's sort of, it was a departure from kind of what they had done before. A little bit. I mean, they're always doing weird stuff. Jay-Z's yelling on Thriller, and they have a song called Thriller. And,
Yeah.
they're always doing weird stuff. I didn't mind it, but then you get into the next albums and it's like, they want that stuff. That's what I mean. It's like, they're just adding it's kind of how do I put this? It's kind of a synthesis of everything that has come before this. So as it stands now, as I look at the time, and we're about 85 minutes into that, to our show, this is still one of my favorite songs on the album.
Really?
Maybe top 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I might agree, except that I listened to it too many times as a single.
Yeah, I listened to it constantly as a single. I was so excited for the record because of this.
Yeah, which always bites me in the end, because I will skip it now because I've heard it too many times. And I want to get to the other newer stuff. But it is a great song. Yeah, it's in the top half for me.
There's just a lot of emotion, like in the way he sings some stuff. Like, check this out.
What would you trade the pain for? I'm not sure we will have it to the
He just is kind of yelling. He just gets into it.
Yeah,
And you could say that about lots of this stuff, right?
sure.
Even lyrics that are dumb.
Yeah.
Words like, oh, don't yell that.
I will say lyrically, I think this is one of the better songs, like, consistently.
Yeah.
I feel like there's less of the sort of iconic, though it may be, absolutely cringeworthy stuff that Pete Wentz likes to throw in there. There's not much of that going on. I'd never go. I just want to be invited.
Yep.
That's funny and awesome and relatable and just great. I love that.
That comes up later in the album too. What am I thinking of? It's not that exact lyric, but we'll get to it. There's it's almost like a part 2 to that.
Oh, well, that's in the final song, what would you trade the pain for?
No,
I'm sure.
not the refrain thing. We'll get to it.
Oh, okay.
But I like City Always Hangs a little bit lonely on me loose, even though I know they're switching words around in ways that don't make sense. But like a kid playing and pretend in his father's suit. That's cool. I like the way that sounds.
This lyrically, it's clever enough throughout the whole thing without going into the like, okay, well, you're in high school. What you just said makes me think that you're in high school still.
There is a part of this that made me think of on the way here, and this is going to be a stupid thought, but check this out, okay? So when he goes, every lover got a little dagger in the head, I'm just amazed that we all know how to talk to each other. Like that, like if you don't speak English, that sounds like that just to me, because I'm like, how do I even know those are words? Like without, like I didn't even have to look at the lyrics. I know what he's saying, but it's
sure.
just funny that I can know what someone is saying when they go, every love I got a little diggity.
Yeah.
It's just nonsense.
Yeah.
So that was my thought on the way here. I thought I was having kind of a stroke, but
Here's one of my favorite parts about the song. If you can cue up the final chorus.
yep. Are you talking about with the little bridge thing or just?
Nope, the final chorus, because we get every good pop punk song should go into halftime.
Yeah. Are
If
you talking
you-
about the very end?
If you can just cue it up.
Do you know where?
It's like the second last chorus where they go into,
Just sending my love. How about
they
this?
do it at a halftime. That's it.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
what you need.
His bass drum is exploding off the.
Because I remember listening to it for the first time. It was all there, and I said, when that hit, I said, "Oh, good,
Yeah.
they did it," because it's a perfect re-entry into the Fall Out Boy that I know and love from,
Scottish.
and I just love that. I love it. You can do it on any song, and I would be happy.
And
You
it
can
sounds
never-
great with the strings and
Yeah.
like
You can never overdo it, in my opinion.
no.
And that's why if I were ever to have been in a band, I would have added it to every single song I could possibly get my grubby little hands on.
We saw. We saw. Which of course is probably why then you were excited to hear the second single and the second song on the album start like this.
Yeah.
Were you worried?
Yep. My first thought was like, oh, well, I guess we'll have that one single.
No matter what they tell you, the future's up for grabs and no.
And then of course he's got a reference. Hold
Is there
on.
a word for bad miracle? Nobody said the road.
There's so many
Movie references.
things they reference all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about on this album.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
the American Beauty was the worst offender. First of all, the title of the album is just two movies
Yeah.
that mean nothing. Like why American? Like what? Why?
Yeah.
Right? And that's the one that they also had the 4th of July song. I'm like, what is going on here? What the 4th of July? And so you've got that, and then they've got the Munsters theme and the Uma Thurman, and it's like.
Yeah.
I know, but that's when it starts to feel like you said, sort of the high school lyricist of like, oh, these things that I know. And he even says in an interview about that one, he's like, it kind of references Nope, or I think it was called. He said, I think it was called Nope. So I thought that
doesn't
was a
even
cool
know.
album, or I thought that was a cool movie. Like not even into the intricate, like why that was a cool part.
Yeah. Like, why that line? Because it is a cool line.
It reminded me of how cool I thought that movie was.
Yeah. Every time I hear it, I'm like, I got to rewatch that movie.
I know. I'm like, that's something we talked about at length
Yeah.
in our review for no plugs, but he was just like, I thought that was cool.
And
Just
it
funny.
does seem like, because in some other interview with Patrick and Patrick, they they were talking. Patrick was just talking about like Loki and like just bringing up Marvel shows, and like I was like, I mean, I like that stuff too.
Yeah, he's a freak.
I love all that stuff, but it also just like I'm not an artist. I've realized.
No,
Because no, it's true. Because just watching a movie doesn't inspire me to like make a song or something. I just don't. There's some connection there, obviously, for these guys, because and I think that this is what I was going to say too about the string parts and stuff. They embrace this cinematic element that that is like almost intrinsically intertwined with every single one of their songs, to the point that they are just taking quotes, and to the point they are taking a literal clip of a movie and just adding music to it in the background. Like they love cinema.
Yeah.
And they're going to make their music as cinematic as possible, which does speak to like the Centuries and Champions, like these songs that like, we're going to give you an epic, and it might be to sell basketball, or it might be to make you feel like you're in a big Marvel movie.
And they love to make their music videos bit like that one's like a gladiator, and then this one's like a big story.
Yeah.
They're still doing music videos, like people are still watching them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I get it, but for some people, maybe watching a movie inspires you to go, I want to make a movie like that.
Yeah.
For them, it's like, I know how to play the guitar, so I guess I'm going to make a song about Loki.
And for Pete, it inspires him to just take a quote from the movie and put it in a song and kind of not even know what it means.
Yeah.
And then make Patrick figure out how it works into a song, I guess. From the interview I watched.
Yep.
Okay. But then we get to the chorus of the song. Let's just hear a little bit of that. Yeah. This is a great chorus.
Yeah, I love this song too.
It's a great song. A lot of crying. I don't care.
Yeah.
Every other word is cry. I don't care. It sounds great. It's a great chorus. Catchy as hell.
There are a lot of don't stop dancing, don't dare stop. I get a lot of repeating what they're saying.
Yeah.
Do you think the Heartbreak Feels So Good, is that sort of do you think that's a movie thing? Like, do you think that's the Nicole Kidman?
Heartbreak feels good in a place like that? Probably.
Because it sounds like something he'd come up with where he's like, heartbreak's bad, but heartbreak feels good,
Yeah.
But then I also can see him at the theater and he's like, oh, because he's, weird. So he's like, I actually think that's crazy. So but I haven't heard, I mean, I've listened to maybe 10 interviews with them about this album and I haven't heard them bring that up. So it might not be, it's just such a specific phrase right now and it's in the Zeitgeist that one can try to assume, right?
There's one thing about this song that does annoy me, and it's in the pre-chorus, it was an uphill battle, but they didn't know. We were going to use the roads as a ramp to take off. Just say road. That just annoys me when he says it.
There's some parts in this that I'm going to get into where the words are filling spaces or taking up space in just weird ways because the writing is so unconventional, which is something I like about the band and something that just doesn't work sometimes. Mm-hmm. This is also maybe one of my favorite songs on the album. I think the first 3 songs,
they're great.
They're great. And when I listened to the album and I was like, okay, great. But we got through all the singles and then I go, uh-oh. I start to worry a little bit.
By track 4?
By track 4. On my first listen through.
Oh, okay.
But I started to go, uh-oh, I think it's another Folie à Deux where I'm happy with the first couple of songs and then I can go on my merry way and
see it by
shrimp cocktail somewhere.
On my first listen, when track 4 hits, that's when I said, oh, this is one of their best albums.
Wow. Well, usually by the time an album has their 3rd song come out before the album comes out, I've noticed I won't listen to it.
Yeah.
I'll listen to the first 2, and then by the time the 3rd one comes out, the album's almost out, and I'm like, I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah.
I don't need to hear that. So I didn't hear "Hold Me Like a Grudge" until the album came out, right?
Me neither. So what else annoys you about this song?
I don't know if there's anything on this one. I mean,
you said.
No, I'm talking about on the album.
Oh.
I like the chorus. He says it about 8 times in the song. There's not much else going on here. Yeah. It's a good song.
It's just a good song.
Okay.
It's
Should we go to the next one?
Yep, go to the next one. It's a ripper, though.
It's a ripper. This one's fun.
This also had me worried.
Yes. When I say I like it now.
Yeah.
But when he starts singing, I went, uh-oh.
When you ask how I've been,
I hate this.
I just want to get to the part.
Yeah.
who am I dialing tonight? That's a bummer.
Okay.
That I love.
Yeah. You love that?
I love that because I know that these guys love Michael Jackson, or at least Patrick does. And I just like when people are little weirdos like that.
Just because him and Michael Jackson, I'm like, why? Who? where's that coming from? Like when I sing, I'm out of breath at the part. I'm not like adding in like, who am I dialing tonight? That's a bummer.
It's just fun. It's just something you feel in the moment. Except for I watched a live video and he didn't do it, which made me sad.
And then I thought sometimes I'll listen to lyrics, and if I mishear it, the thing that I think they're saying is actually cooler than what's in the song.
That is usually
So,
what happens with Fall Out Boy.
When he said, when you ask how I've been, I thought he said, I know you mean where. And I was like, oh, okay, like it's kind of like saying I know you mean well, but I thought he was saying like when you ask how I've been, you're asking where I've been. And I was like, okay, I get that. And then I just saw I know you mean well. I'm not saying what I thought of was great. It's just when I saw that.
Yeah, no, you guys both suck.
When I saw that he was just saying I know you mean well, I was like, okay, because some of these are just phrases that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of just things that people say on here.
There's a few songs on this album that start with stuff that annoys me, and this is one of them. It's just when you ask how I've been. It's just that's not.
Here's what I like about this part.
Okay,
and you can continue your thought. I was just playing a little prank on you.
No,
you don't like it.
I don't like it.
Okay, here's what I like about this.
Okay.
I like the little bass line behind that.
Yeah. It works for this.
Then the guitar comes in.
Yeah. The little claps.
Yep.
Great.
That thing.
I love that. Great chorus.
Little you put the fun into dysfunction. Great chorus.
Incredible chorus.
And someone, I think Patrick, Pete brought this up. I think he had a friend that was like, this sounds like it's already a Fall Out. Like, why isn't this already a Fall Out Boy song? Like the chorus. And I was like, this is one of those that, whatever,
just
X amount of years down the line, I'll go like, which album was this from again? You know? It just kind of seems like, oh, Hold Me Like a Grudge seems like one of those things they'd say. And the chorus sounds great.
Yep. It's on the good side of clever from Mr. Wentz.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. It's not. I like other songs on this album more than this one, but it's just. I mean, it's undeniable. It's catchy. It's great. It has all the little nuances that make a song fun. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Do you got anything else to say about this one?
Hold Me Like a Grudge? No, just a great song.
I like this song.
Great pop song.
You know, on Apple Music, you can turn down the lyrics now, so you can try to sing to it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it does it using AI. Let's just see what it sounds like if you turn them down. This is. It's just really quiet. 20 summers. I'm just a chair fucking coming to the night sky, screaming at the stars like lights, and I love my life, running middle finger to the red light, and I guess I can't want it cause I less peace when I can't get onto the guest list, to the end of the world, with a dream tangerine sweet, I get Dan. So it's not working great. I can still hear him. Here we go. Okay. Great, next. Fake Out.
This is where the album turns for me.
Okay.
Into, well, I'll save it.
I didn't like this because I'm like, freaking slow song. I'm like walking to work. I'm like,
this made me feel so good because you need a little slower song, but it's not really. It's still pretty upbeat, but it has sort of the nostalgic.
I'm in charge of the music today.
This is awesome.
All right. So starts like that.
It's just that opening sort of introduction is it feels like an old song. It feels like an early aughts sort of song to me.
Yeah.
The acoustic guitars, we haven't heard that yet on this album, certainly, and I feel like in a while from them. and it's just a straightforward sort of like song. It has whatever the chord progression is. It's a more dour sort of like almost sad nostalgia sound that puts you in a place for me that I love.
This is the song I was talking about. Make no plans and none can be broken. It kind of feels like, I'll never go. I just want to be invited.
Oh,
the
yeah.
guy just wants to stay home.
I love that lyric though.
So make no plans and none can be broken. I like the little. I don't even know if this is the chorus or the little pre-chorus. Starts to speed up a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta check out the video.
Incredible chorus. These guys know how to write a damn chorus. They can put whatever jumbled bullshit in the verse, but by the end of the pre-chorus, you are primed and ready. You're that little thing on the mower where you go.
Yeah, the little juice button,
the little primer button that you gotta squeeze it 3 times to shoot the gas in, and then you're ready to pull the cord, and you're going to get one of the great choruses. I think this is in contention for my favorite song on the album.
One of the great choruses. I don't know.
Scottish.
For me, I like it more and more each time I listen to it. The first time I listened to it, this song, I said, I was on the opposite side of you.
I know.
But now as I listen to the album, and maybe it's because I've kind of gotten sick of the first 3 songs too, and I'm like, what else is here for me? Where's the juice coming from? Where's my little rubber nipple on my,
Yeah.
on my mower? And great chorus.
To me, it just felt like the first 3 songs are like, they're great, they're rippers, and now for something a little different.
Love is in the air.
I love that. I love when he gets to show off his range, hit us with a little falsetto, baby. I love it.
Just comes so it's almost not impressive.
Yeah. Oh, I do hate the bridge. We all started off as shiny dimes.
Yeah, that's what I want. When you told me this is one of your favorite songs, thank you for saying that, because I wanted to kind of completely roast your ass.
Because I think we can come up with something a little better than we all started off as shiny dimes. But
dimes. That's one of those where I'm like, you don't have enough to say something.
You have more words in some verses. You have more words than you need.
We're like, I just gotta figure out a window to.
And then in other, like this, you have to stretch out dimes for no reason. I don't know.
Shiny dime. But we
all got flipped too many
times.
I hate that. It's just, this bridge does feel like, okay, we don't have a bridge.
Yeah.
So in the studio, we're like, I don't know, dimes, times, came, change, whatever. Just throw it together.
Dime and time.
But then you get
dimes.
You get the chorus again, and you say, yeah, I don't care.
Yep.
You can say whatever you want in the verse. That's how I feel, and that's how Fall Out Boy has always been for me. They're saying nothing. Most of the time, I don't care. Like, you're saying empty stuff that like doesn't matter. But
there's you're saying phrases that you've kind of thought of that are maybe interesting, turns of phrases, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly the song is about. And like this one, I don't know. I do not know what it's about. Right?
Fake out? Here, let me read you something. Love is in the air. I just got to figure out a window to break out.
Yes.
Buried alive inside my dreams, but it was all a fake out.
Yes.
And I don't care. I just got to figure out a window to break out. Buried alive inside my dreams, but it was all a fake out, fake out.
Oh, and then my mood board is just pictures of you, but I'm not sad anymore.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Next song.
Yeah. Now this truly is when, on first listen, I said, ooh, no.
Okay, good. I was like, this podcast is gonna get rough in later episodes but I'm on the same page as you. This is some of I hope, hey, Fall Boy, if you're listening to this, I hope you took your time to listen to the first part where we said we love you. I would love to hang out with all of you. I want to be in your band. I do. I really, really do. Scottish. But this song, even though it has the name of the state we live in, heaven, I just can't get behind until, well, let's just start, okay?
Well, yeah, that's good. Exactly what I was about to say. I haven't finished my full thought about when I first listened to it. Okay.
Bad.
Bad.
Bad. Terrible.
Get a new job.
High school.
Terrible. Oh, okay. I'm liking the melody.
That's being him doing the backup vocal.
Yes.
Dream sweet of me.
Oh.
Whatever.
Played too much of the song already. Okay.
This is when they're starting to convert me. I said again. I don't love the sound necessarily, but you've hit me with another, just a completely sonorous sort of elevation of the song in a way that that first chorus hits and his voice goes up and you also rise out of your chair.
But I'm also not giving them the benefit of the doubt after all these years because I'm just like, there's nothing in the back. It's just like, doom, 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 doom. So I'm like, it's just going to be, it's kind of like Golden or whatever. And I saw God cry in the reflection of my enemies. I can't do it.
You don't like that?
I'm just, it always seems like it's not a full song to me. You know, it just seems
well,
like,
sometimes a band has a piano song.
right. But that's this, but it's almost just like one, it's just one note. It's just a little drone in the background.
Yeah.
Fine. But
then this chorus hits, right?
yeah, but then
And we get
what my girlfriend did in the car, which made me feel embarrassed, is when he yells "scar-crossed lovers," and she goes, ugh. Like it's just playing in the car. I've been listening to it for a while. I know, but sometimes I'm like, well, I know people don't listen to lyrics a lot.
Yeah,
it's not with her. She goes, ugh.
Yeah.
And she said "star-crossed lovers," and I went, no, it's worse.
Yeah.
It's "scar-crossed lovers."
Yeah.
And she went, oh no, because that is a little bit of a middle school poem.
Yeah, it's
"Scar-crossed lovers. Forever, here we are, untouched forever. I'm saving this all for later. I'm checking myself out forever. I'm saving this all for later. Mm-hmm. What are you talking about? Let's go back to the top. 6 a.m. Mulholland Drive. Okay, you live in L.A. Do you think he really listens to Moonlight Sonata?
I think he's painting. I don't think this is about him. I think he watched a movie called A Star Is Born.
Ivan Spool on the floor. I feel so A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
That is someone on TikTok.
It's just, yeah.
That is just.
This song is, to me, it feels, again, like a sort of movie put to music. Like,
yes.
Obviously, star-crossed lovers, but these are scar-crossed lovers, in that they have a love that is so addicting and abusive that they know it is bad and they will end each other. And kiss my cheek, would you read my eulogy? The sort of we'll love each other, we'll burn out bright type of thing.
Yeah,
I imagine they're sitting in the Hollywood Hills and they're about to jump.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the picture that's getting painted for me.
But then when we get to
hooked on death.
oh, this is bad.
But me?
That was when I'm writing a song and I don't have anything yet. So I just go, and I'm eating pie. Like I got to do something here.
Yeah.
I feel like but me, I'm still a sunbeam. Is also bad, but then it just feels like Sunbeam is filling up. Like, but me, because the song is so slow. But me, I'm still a sunbeam. That doesn't need to take up that much room. But it's the gosh, where was I? I got so hooked on that. Oh. Save your breath. Half your life you've been hooked on death. That to me feels like Pete. Every interview he's like, I'm 40 now. All I think about is how I'm not going to exist. My kids are never going to have existed.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of the same themes we see reoccurring with this band.
Yeah.
What are you going to sing about 20 years in?
Yeah. I mean,
Buc-ee's, the freaking Texas gas station we all know about.
no, not for every song. Half of them, maybe, yeah.
Okay, where does that freaking thing drop? Where do I just get blown out of my freaking seat? Where's my ass blow out?
Go from tell me when the party ends, will you still love who I am?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and people are waiting for it. Close my eyes.
Because we get the refrain, I will never ask you for anything except to dream sweet of me. We get that again. Yeah, we'll
you hear the little.
We start getting, and then you start seeing, okay, we're getting somewhere here.
Okay, so they are playing their instrument.
You get that?
Okay!
And now you just wrote my favorite song. Just so... And he's not overdoing the hi-hat.
No.
Just on the 1, 2, 3, and 4, baby. We're not driving this home. The song is driving it.
Not many fills here. He's not going in and like
No.
maybe later we get a little
Sure. He's not gonna overplay this one though.
Here,
Because the song drives it.
Yeah.
So he just has to sit back.
Now he's got his little tambourine, right? And then all of a sudden Patrick goes through puberty. So loud.
I want to see that song.
Andy said this is his favorite song on the album, and I know why, because they finally said
Do it.
They took his handcuffs off and they said, go.
They looked at him. I'll speak in terms that they'll understand. Like in a movie called Star Wars, they looked at him like Emperor Palpatine, and they said, "Do it."
I'm checking myself out forever.
He does that. He does that later.
Next one. Okay. Hey, hold on.
I don't know where you're putting me in.
Now.
Here we are, untouched forever.
And then the guitar is
He's
screaming.
Come on. It's a movie.
Yeah.
It's a movie to song,
It's
And
a
I-
movie to song.
and I hate it. The first minute, and then it becomes the best.
It's just such a good chorus, but I wish the words were different.
Yeah.
What else are you going to say?
No.
Sorry. That was embarrassing.
It's just a beautiful. It's incredible. The lyrics, take them or leave them. I don't care. If you write a song like that, it's one of those for me where it's like, if you write a song like that, you don't have to do anything else in your entire life.
You know? Just
And it's a song I think that only they could do. That's what I want from them. Anyone could do Centuries. Sia, anyone, whoever wrote the song.
Okay, bye. Just kidding, everyone.
This is a uniquely Fall Out Boy piece. All right.
Next.
I don't need to say too much about this one. That's a song. That's already a song.
Oh, man, I was going to do my joke.
Oh,
Oh, man.
we'll cut this. The whole episode.
No. I was going to do
No, come on.
I don't remember what my joke was. I really don't remember what my joke was. Well, Should I just tell you?
You were just gonna play the song.
I was going to play the other song.
Yeah, of course.
So this one's fine.
Yeah,
I've heard like 3 people in interviews go, "Oh, So Good Right Now" is like that's the soul pop juice that I needed in my lawnmower.
I don't know. I got this doom and gloom in my mind. I got this doom and gloom, but I feel all right.
The problem is, I get it. It's
just a fun
music,
one.
but actually, what you're saying is actually very scary, in that your car is going to run out of juice. Do we crash and burn somehow? Feeling so good right now. Fine, if you like it, fine. That's not why I come to Fall Out Boy for.
Yeah, because I don't know. It is almost a little happier than they usually are. Because even the I know I've made mistakes, but at least they were mine to make.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like that, but it just doesn't seem like something that they would ever say. I don't know. It's not ornery enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's too self-aware. It's too accepting of life.
Well, of course, you're saying feeling so good right now till we crash and burn somehow.
Well, I know, but even that is like just an acceptance of this.
But then, and all of my wildest dreams, they just end up with you and me. Isn't that good?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think it's just a good song.
Landon. Oh, yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it's a good song. Every time it starts, I'm like, I think I might skip it this time. But I love that part. I love that part.
And he's got 8 of him, and he's like, "Layer me, get myself down, get myself down."
I like that part, but it does feel like,
I feel like I've heard the song
100
times before.
Yeah, because it is another song.
This one's Landon's favorite on the album.
Parents got divorced when I was 5 years old.
Do we need to listen to this?
And I saw my father about 3 times a year after that.
It's not a song.
And then you put music behind it.
And when he found out that he had
Frankly,
cancer,
don't do this. Don't ever do this. It's not even. It actually makes me not like Ethan Hawke as an actor.
I know. That's why I was saying the only reason I like it is because I like Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
But it's like he has nothing to do with it. And then when I first heard it, I've never seen this movie. Sorry. Okay, I'm not on the road all the time drinking every movie. I've never seen Reality Bites.
Right.
So when I first heard it, I was like, is he just giving a speech? Like Ethan Hawke is hawking about his parents getting a divorce.
Yeah, like the BAFTAs or something.
Well, because I'm like, every movie he does is kind of like I don't know, some sort of naturalistic.
Yeah, like the
like
black phone.
Yeah. Well, he,
I know. So yeah, he gives a speech and
he gives
whatever.
A speech,
they add some music to it,
and he says, "Well, that's kind of what the album's about." Again, just completely saying this guy wrote a movie, and I'm like, that's kind of like what I thought.
Yeah.
But then they're adding. You've seen the movie?
No.
But it's like, so Patrick added music to that.
They're just adding but it's nothing.
Right.
I mean, I could do that on my laptop right now.
Right, but that's what I'm like. Was there not a score behind that in the movie?
Oh,
I don't know. Like, is he just talking about it, and then what? I guess my thing is to have this be on the album forever now. You know, like this is part of the album when it could have been when you're ramping up and you're putting out little hints about the album. This could be like a clip that you show or something. Mm-hmm. Just to have it be there for me to skip every time.
It's annoying to me.
Because it's like...
The only thing I'm happy is that it is its own track and not just a minute-long intro for a song. And I have to just never listen to that song ever again.
Well, doesn't it make you hungry when he says...
Quarter pounder with cheese.
You know what you need to do? I think you know.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Okay.
I just when this one comes on, I just sit back and ride my own melt.
If this were just a minute-long intro for the song that follows it, that it sort of crescendos into, I just realized I actually would be fine to skip it.
The whole song?
Yeah. I don't need this one.
Look at written by Andrew Hurley, Ethan Hawke, Joe Troman, Patrick, some people. They didn't all write this.
I ride my own melt.
I ride my own.
And I ride my own mill.
And that leads into...
I guess I thought he said I ride my own mount.
Okay.
I haven't listened. I haven't really listened.
Then
to
there's
it
some more strength. Then it gets cinematic again. This is I Am My Own Muse. I should have been saying all the song titles. I like this.
I like it. It's just... I like it. I would put this in a trailer.
Again, though, if I go see them live...
I don't want to see this.
Because all of it is not them.
Yeah. They're just doing this.
Yeah. Andy's doing... It's just when I hear a band sometimes, and I go, no one could have done this but these four people.
Right.
But then sometimes I just hear like... I'm like, okay, well, you didn't need the drummer from Fall Out Boy that's in 8 other bands. Like, he could be doing whatever he wants somewhere, but you've got him doing just the most basic doon.
Yeah.
And then
it's effective. It's an album track. I like it. I'll throw it on. I would put it in a trailer, which it feels like that's what it is for.
What do you think about the chorus?
I don't like it. I don't. And the song doesn't really have any, like, this is the same thing that's happening when we start the song. It doesn't elevate to anything else. It's just the same.
They said that they started a lot of these before the pandemic. But a lot of the lyrics...
All the lyrics are about the pandemic.
Yeah.
I hate it. Don't talk about the pandemic.
Song is although the song is good in terms of it's not the worst on the album, right? I don't really know.
It's kind of
smash all the guitars until we see all the stars.
I hate that.
It's another like save rock and roll sort of like what are you what is this? What are you saying?
What does that say? Yeah, I don't know.
It's not. It's the musical equivalent of like 2020 was a dumpster fire.
Right.
We got to throw this year away like a bad luck charm. But these songs are so cemented in a specific time for people. I'm like worried for them that they're not. You play Sugar, we're going down whenever, right?
I mean, this is nowhere near that level. They will never play the song live.
But that's what I'm saying. Like when you listen to the album 20 years from now,
we'll skip it.
Okay.
No, in my opinion.
But it's not even. I'm not even this song because there's the other. There's. I can't think of any. I've listened to this album so much to get ready for this podcast, and I'm so nervous because you're all in the room with me.
There's. Well, we'll get to the main offender.
Love from the Other Side of Apocalypse. Okay.
Yeah.
The main offender's second from last.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, some of this stuff is just like. I mean, you can't not talk about the turmoil.
I understand. But then it just becomes like, I had a bad year. I had a bad day. I taken one down.
I don't know if anything's too overtly.
Landon thought he was riding his mount.
I don't think anything except for the second to last song is overtly like COVID related.
All right. This one's called...
Is it?
Not centrally, but there are. Maybe it's because I'm hearing it, and
even in the context,
Baby Annihilation, he says, "I took my mask off, and there's another underneath," and you're like, "Oh."
I haven't listened to that all the way through.
Well, we're going to then.
But for this song, play the bridge.
For which one? Muse.
Yeah.
Okay, I was about to go to Flagami.
Not yet.
So
play the bridge.
And
so let's twist the knife again.
Yeah.
Because here's where the song gets interesting to me. I don't like it until this.
Gosh, and if I only could find.
So let's twist the knife again like we did last summer. Let's twist the knife.
And when it comes into this, when it hits this, that guitar lifts it up.
Queen song. It's always so quiet. Why is the guitars? Bring them up front. Still kind of the same thing, though.
Yeah. I just like the bridge.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can throw the song in the dumpster.
Doesn't it seem like... Doesn't it seem like, even though they're playing their instruments and stuff, I'm like, I can hear the guitar in the back, but I'm like, where's the wall of sound that I want? Why isn't that guitar the loudest thing? Why can't I hear like...
That's why this song feels like the first try at what's the Heaven, Iowa.
Mm.
Like this was the first cut, like because it's a similar kind of style to me anyway, where it's like I see what you're doing. It's cinematic and blah blah blah,
And then slowly...
but that song works so well, and then you hear this one a couple tracks later, and you're like, well, I got a better version of that in my back pocket.
Yeah, I don't know this song from Adam.
And that song gives you that. It gives you giant drums and screeching guitar,
Yeah.
just how you want it. And then this song just kind of goes like meandering through like an orchestral sort of like, and you're like, well, take it or leave. I mean, I like it. I haven't skipped it yet.
Did I throw my protein bar wrapper away? Or is that still on your counter in your house?
It's probably my dog's belly by now.
All right. We'll check that out after we listen to Flugami.
I already don't like this song because of the name. Makes me think of... It makes me think of the episode of Parks and Rec, Flu Season, where
Yeah.
everyone is having diarrhea. But I do like the chorus.
Well, this then another example of lyrics trying to kind of fill a space. Oh God, kinda please, would you kill me now? Like they're adding 4 words where there could be 1. It's kind of funny.
I mean,
right?
I
Oh
don't...
God, kinda please, would you kill me? But it's like it just.
I don't
oh,
mind that.
God, kinda please. It just a little funny.
I don't mind that one.
Yeah, I do. Wait. But this is what I don't get about this song.
I like the last chorus when the guitar matches his melody.
Yeah.
You don't like that?
Well, no, I don't like that he says, I carved out a place in this world for 2, but it's empty without you.
Oh.
Just,
You don't like love.
it just seems like it's not really saying anything because, like, I carved out space for us, but you're not here or something. Like, okay. But then it's like you carved out space in this world for 2, but it's empty without you. So it's like, well, you're there. It's not empty. That's just there.
I'm not with you on this one.
I
can't agree with you on this.
It just seems
I'm
like
sorry.
there's nothing you're saying to me.
Well, it's
okay.
just, yeah.
It's just kind of a basic little.
It's an interesting
bitch.
way of saying I miss you.
Yeah, well, I don't care. So what do you want me to say?
No. I mean, we don't have to listen to it, but just the final chorus when it like slows down and then the guitar follows the.
Is it before or after he says somewhere between Mike Tyson and Van Gogh?
I hate that. I think, is it right here? Yeah.
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 It's like the little halftime. Yeah.
I love that.
They let him. He's like, all right, do your thing quick.
I love that.
He lets him loose. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Here's Baby Annihilation.
Let me pull up the words while we're. Okay.
Do we play the whole thing?
Just
Are we
seeing the
allowed to?
words, we're way past that. And a prince with crocodile tears, too many to count.
Dreams, watching your love falling in and out.
Time is luck, and and I wish ours overlapped more, or for longer. Orange leaves, but we're the ones falling off trees.
Boo.
First time I took the mask off, just had another one on underneath.
See?
I'm just melted wax on a birthday cake. Another year fades away.
Old.
Charcoal crushed. Pixie fever, angel dust.
Nice.
Stuck in a wasteland we covered in glitter and broadcast just for a little serotonin. Self-sabotage at best, under your spell.
We're almost there.
But you know what they say, if you want a job done right, you gotta do it yourself. This palace was crystal, but the world was a cruel joke. What is there between us, if not a little annihilation?
And this is one that keeps getting talked about where he's like in interviews where they're like,
Really?
you know, people always wanted us to do like a throwback, like a you know, a written word sort of speech thing, and I just kind of felt like this was the place, and I had something written that made sense.
It doesn't make sense.
I get it. I get that you wrote a poem. Okay.
That's all he does. According to the one interview with the little British man at Apple, that's all he does is just writes a poem, sends it to Patrick, and then
Right.
Patrick tries to retrofit it into a song.
Well, that's what. And then with that, I'm like, well, I guess that you could do that with that, right?
It seems like it.
The chorus would be like, "I melted wax on a birthday cake, 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 cake."
This kind of feels like all of the stuff that Patrick had to convince him
Cut out.
they could trim.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, I'm still putting it on the album.
I'm not going to say you know what they say. If you want a job done, you have to do it yourself.
You know what you say. If you want a job done right, you gotta do it yourself.
Cake, 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 cake.
But that's this is just, it's kind of nice that we do have these little moments where we see that you can't just have this.
Mm-hmm.
He needs Patrick, and apparently Patrick needs him.
Yeah, because Patrick...
All of his songs suck, I guess. No, I like some of his pop stuff, but
they decided early on, like,
yeah,
Pete's gonna write all this.
Well,
And it's
'cause-
up to you to like help him make music because he doesn't know how.
yeah.
I don't know why that got put on the guy. It works, sure, but
Yeah, I mean, because isn't like the first Fall Out Boy album is like Patrick wrote the lyrics, and that's why none of them stand out.
Mm-hmm.
So they figured it out, and that's nice. But I just don't.
Sorry. Are you talking about their first album, which is, of course, are you
Hanging Out with Your Friends or whatever?
Okay,
the hell it
yes.
is. The pink one.
Because then he wrote Some on Grave, and then after that, they're
Yes.
just like, no.
Yeah.
And I did see people when they were putting the track listing out and stuff. They're like, someone said, "Well, there's 12 songs, but 2 are sort of like there was some sort of they reference one would be spoken word, and people on Twitter or YouTube were like, spoken word confirmed, yes." So there are people that love that shit.
I like it. Add on.
So hey, you got what you wanted. Are you happy? Because I had an album that had 12 songs and there's actually only 10.
That's the
I'm happy
thing.
you got what you wanted.
You
Maybe you love Reality Bites too.
All right, go to the next one.
I'm pretty sure as far as humans go,
Rocky start.
Hate it. I hate that.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, what's the other song that I just said I hate the beginning of?
Yeah. I don't know.
Now I like it.
Yep. Chorus.
I know Joey likes this chorus because I've been hearing him squealing it every day.
And you're in the
This
crowd
is
going,
great.
nothing. This was one that they said.
He wishes he could still do drugs.
No, here, let's get to this part first, and then we'll shut her down. People, hey, if you're still listening to this, give us the thumb. Sorry, I spoke over it. Okay.
How many Ramones are there?
I thought 4.
That's what I thought.
But isn't Joey still like pooping around somewhere? Help me up.
I just pooped. Yeah. 4 of the Ramones are dead. I don't.
Whatever. So this was a song that I believe they said was not going to be on the album. It was an older song they had been working on, and
It's great, though.
but it's one of the, hey man, just if you wrote a song, just go with it. Even though you've been sitting on it for 4 years, Fonz, we have not heard it yet.
Yeah.
What is old to you is new to Moo. So put it on there. I like the little chorus. And this is one that actually, like, I know what it's about. You know?
Yeah. It's very straightforward.
It's straightforward and personal
yeah.
and whatever. So it's just like a little pop song, a little pop punk.
Can you go back to the
Ramones thing?
beginning when it right before it goes to the "Got the low light,"
Yeah.
where the first of the kick drum comes in. That
Yep.
is that because they love sampling and crap. Is that the kick drum from Just the Two of Us? Before
It might be because there's also like this
they
80s
love, yeah,
sort of
the Earth, Wind, and
vibe
Fire,
going on.
and
yeah.
I'm just gonna do a little experiment. I've been wondering this since I heard it.
What is the name of that song?
Just the Two of Us,
Is that it?
I think. Grover Washington.
I'm only getting the Dr. Evil
Dr.
version.
Evil.
It could be, or they just said Andy do that.
Well, yeah. I mean, it might not be right. It's just I know that they love throwing in little shits like
Yeah.
that. So yeah, they did Phil Collins. I figured, well, they'll do a little Grover Washington as well. So,
Yeah,
but
I like
it
this
is slightly
song.
different. But or I mean, they could just that sounds good for the song. It has no relation to that at all. But
For me, this is kind of where the album. Well, I shouldn't say that because of what's happening next, but I feel like I'm getting back to what I'm like. There's Ethan Hawke, Muse, Flu Game, and then a little speaking thing. Then we get another rock, and I'm just like, but we're almost at the end of the album.
Yeah.
Sorry, 13 songs, but it's like,
yeah, 3 tracks in a row that kind of are nothing, and then
But
we
like-
get back to
you said with the first lyrics, it's like, well, maybe they also some of the lyrics do seem a little like B-side stuff.
I'm pretty sure as far as humans go. You don't have anything to say.
I am a hard pill. You said hard twice. So should we go to the next one?
It kind of reminds me of when you ask me how I've been.
When you ask me how I've been, I
just
know
like-
you mean well.
I'm sure starting a song is hard. So you're like, I know the chorus is good. What am I gonna do? I can't make. Not everything's gonna be great.
Who am I dialing tonight? That's about my.
Okay, what a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. The first time my wife heard this, let me do exactly what she did. Oh, this is fun. Do you remember? Because it's that song.
Yep. Because it is that song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't like it.
The lyrics hurt me, but I will say the best part is
Live stream the apocalypse is just something that I cannot stand by.
I hate
We're here and ready to live stream the apocalypse. I don't like we're looking at a picture of 2019.
that's the way the world it used to be.
That's the way the world it used to be. They're just, you got to fit it in there somehow.
Before our dreams started bursting at the seams. It's not good. It's not. And it's a fun song musically, but that's because it's a song that's already been made that is a fun song.
I don't know if I like.
Is that wait?
Do you remember?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Okay. I just can't
Gotta
sing
go up.
nothing.
Because everything is lit except my serotonin.
That's-
everything is lit but my lightning bolt brain. I get what you're saying, but I don't want you to use that word.
No,
because you're 40.
This whole song is so permanently dated,
Yeah, that's
and it sucks. But I guess
everything is lit.
maybe because they knew it's not their song.
Yeah,
Like I don't know. Like they're like, well, we can just do whatever we want to.
I like how the little violin follows him, like he's running around in a circle.
Yeah. I do like when it goes to the,
Yeah.
you know, when it's like, wait, leave me alone.
Yeah.
When
Hold
he
on,
starts
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
chanting. That's when I said,
No, wait, that's not it. No. Yeah,
maybe
but
I do
you're
like
tapping
this
your
song.
foot. Oh, wait, here we go.
Boo.
We're gonna get flagged. We don't know how to do a podcast.
That's what you said when we started. Let's make a video that'll get us flagged.
I said I've already been in 2 of those. I've got the When I said leave me alone, this isn't quite what I meant. I think that's funny.
I like that.
But then when he says I got the quarantine blues, I'm like,
Quarantine
I got the
Blues.
quarantine blues. Bad news. What's left?
I don't mind that. Bad news. What's left? That's kind of funny. Like what else?
I think we like this song.
When I said leave me alone, this isn't quite what
I just
I
like
meant.
the way he's kind of screaming.
Yeah.
That's just cool.
He's so. It's like he means what he's saying, even though sometimes it's crazy.
He can sell anything.
I think he could freaking read like a recipe.
I think he could sing a recipe.
I think he could sing a cookbook.
Now we get the final track,
Mm-hmm.
and potentially my favorite of the album. I guess we'll rank them later, but
Rank them or just give our best and worst.
sure.
What we like the best, what we like the worst.
Okay, now shut up.
Take the best.
Who's playing the piano?
Like the sound of that snare.
The snare. Yeah.
I'm in the winter mood, dreaming of spring now. Burning my
I love this sound. It's a different sound from what we've got the rest of the album. I love the little horns on those poles in the verse.
I wish the whole album sounded like this.
Oh, and my favorite part, one of the
down the middle, spin me right down the middle, right down the middle, yeah.
Yeah, what's the
That's
whole
great.
song? I want I like this line that's coming up here.
Stuck in the permafrost?
Yeah.
Life is just a game,
Yeah.
I'm stuck in a lonely loop. My baby,
He gets to rip.
Yeah.
He's ripping the whole time. In the chorus,
They gave him. They said it. Hey, kind of like a line from Star Wars. God. They said, "Turret."
yes.
Fine. He's been waiting.
He's
Guys
just
in 8 other bands to do what he wants to do.
he's just ripping it.
He's like, they don't let me do it
And I
anymore.
love it's not just the chorus. It's just repeating the
Okay.
same thing.
Yep.
But it works. It's perfect. And it's not the same just like a backbeat. He's doing it on the ones and he's going nuts. It's just great. It's great. And then the bridge ties back to track 1 with the
little.
what would you trade your pain for? I'm not sure.
I'm like reading some of these lyrics and I'm like, I hate this.
The only one that the lyric that I don't necessarily love.
Ache it till you make it.
Ache it till you make it, which I didn't realize he was saying until earlier today.
I like the life is just a game, maybe.
Yeah, I love that.
The little, because I'm like, life is just a game. You're like,
Maybe.
then a little positive. Maybe. And you go, yeah, I don't know.
I like that one. I like that pre-chorus, and then I love the next pre-chorus. I think I've been going through it, and I've been putting your name to it.
Yeah.
I just like that. That works. And then the final pre-chorus, I don't like. I used to be a real go-getter. I used to think it'd all get better. It falls off. The first two are so good.
I thought that it would all get better. I like that, but I just go getter is such a interesting phrase to me.
Yeah.
Whenever he says it, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm like I've never heard that in a song. I used to be a real go getter. I freaking thought that it did it all. Because then he says it would weird. It's like it'd all get better.
I used to think it'd all get better. It's just it's. But that pre-chorus is just unmatched.
But I do like I thought it'd all get better right into the. Yeah, that's the buzz. Where's it going? Is it? What's the next one?
And then you got these people.
The curtain's open and there's 100 people behind him.
And he's like just screaming at someone.
Let's take his lyrics. Let's take his voice away. Up, took everyone away. We could all do it. Wow, that's beautiful.
I just love that song. I listened to just that one like 5 times in a row.
And this was another one where Patrick said he almost didn't demo this one for the album. Like,
You idiot.
What are you doing?
It's the album.
What are you
It
doing?
is the album.
And also, hello, I don't know if you know this, but you actually mentioned something from the first song in this song. I like that part too.
You know that when they did that, I'm sure they found that in the studio. They're like, what if we need a bridge?
Yeah.
What if we
Shut up. Not you, the song.
Mm-hmm.
What if we
They're like, what if we,
what if we did Oh yes,
life, you were my babe.
What would you trade the pain for? I'm not sure. In another life, you were my babe. In another life, you were the sunshine of my lifetime. What would you trade the pain for? I'm not sure. I used to be a real
Just so good. That little piano.
Yeah. That was great.
God, I could just listen to it over and over again. I
just
have,
so-
and I will.
Emotional for them. Not for me. I don't
No.
give a shit.
Oh, it means nothing. So much for Stardust.
What are you talking about?
It means nothing to me.
Means nothing. But to hear them for the last time get to play all their instruments.
It just
I just feel
feels
like there's so much
good.
going on. But then I'm like, I want more.
Yeah.
Like you're leaving me on this high note. Good, very good.
Yeah.
But there's all this other stuff
Gosh.
to get through this last like.
So good. It's so good. God, it might just for the what's that guy say in the song earlier? Serotonin. Everything's lit except my serotonin or
Yeah,
whatever.
everything's lit except my lightning bolt brain.
Unfortunately for you, this makes me lit. and my serotonin.
Yeah, and actually my brain is being a lightning storm right now.
This song makes me, I think, to wrap up the album, this is my favorite song, with Heaven, Iowa, and Fake Out being in the top 5. And I think Heartbreak feels good, and yeah, maybe Love from the Other Side.
I like this one. I think every time I listen to it.
Ooh, 10 Years. What's that one?
Oh, Kintsugi Kid, 10 Years. Love that.
That might be in there too.
But here's the problem with, I always feel like it's a cop-out to like the last song on an album.
Why? What do you mean?
As my favorite, I'm just like, that's the song they end on. I mean, sometimes they're bad, I guess.
Most of the time they're bad.
Sometimes it's like, that's the most emotionally charged, and they're like letting it all out. Like they're going to play this at the end of their show, right? Then they're going to leave the stage, and someone's going to be like, they got to come back out.
Yeah,
they haven't played Saturday where Pete screams bad.
Where Pete lazily just kind of takes his bass off. Someone else plays it for him better.
And he
in
goes,
the background.
alligator with crocodile tears, too many account.
And he just kind of walks around on stage, barely screaming. I've seen a video of, a couple months ago, and it left a lot to be desired.
Well, and I would like to be desired. So much for Stardust. Good. Heartbreak. Good. To the lack of my better judgment of just the lyrics being bad, I like Heaven, Iowa. I try not to listen to the lyrics, but I have to. That's what I do. I really love them.
There's something about...
But the way he just says it, I'm like, I believe you.
Yeah.
You're star-crossed lovers with, like, I don't know. Who? With who?
I don't know. But Pete can be very clever.
Hamburglar?
Yeah. Pete can be very clever and wise.
Yeah.
And that cleverness can many, many, many times veer into a stupidness and a cringeworthiness that just makes you go, ah.
Yeah.
But then on the other side, Mr. Patrick can sell all of it. So you take this wide range of really good lyrics and really bad lyrics, and then you give it to a guy that can sell anything, and then sometimes the cringiness becomes part of it.
Yeah,
it becomes endearing, and I think that's what has happened now for me for this Heaven, Iowa. Scar-Crossed Lovers, I love it. I actually think that it's good now because they've sold it to me so much, because I've listened to it so much, and it rocks so hard that I just can't help but love it. So that's where I'm at. The stinkers of the album, I would say, What a Time to Be Alive. Not that it's a bad song, like musically and stuff. It's just kind of like whatever, kind of annoying for the reasons that we said when we were going through it. I think I've been going through it, and I put your name to it. But and then what's that other one that so good right now? It's also like it.
That one.
Yep. Not my favorite.
Nope.
So those are on the bottom, and the Muse, and it's whatever.
I like when it's like doom 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 doom. But I also like in Sugar We're Going Down, it's like do 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 do. So and I like in Dance Ends, it's like doom 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 doom. So I like those parts about this album. The spoken word and the movie don't count.
No.
So what don't I like? Heaven, Iowa. I don't like Feeling So Good Right Now. I know people like that. It's just not for me. It's not what I like. That's not my kind of music. I just don't like. They're like, but it's juxtaposition. I know. It's fine, but that's not what I want from this album. So what?
Yeah, it is my type of music, but not here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I don't want to bite my tongue later when someone goes, you don't like this, and this whole album you picked is like this. Well, okay. Look, I'm only human, and I'm only human. I'm a hard pill to swallow. You know what I'm talking about? Hit me.
Do we rate the album then?
Golly. Out of 10, what?
Out of 10 turned tables.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say out of 10 years for the...
10 years.
10 years.
Okay.
10 turntables.
Yeah, that's got a nice ring. And it's
The triple T rating.
The triple T. And now, do we have criteria of what we rank it on? Or just a feeling? I think just a feeling probably, huh?
7.
Ooh. I'm going 8.
I want to say 7.5, but right now I'm just saying 7 because the ratio to what I like about the album, sometimes it's like the song, I'm only listening to it for the chorus. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, man, I just wish the whole song was this good.
I think
It might go up. I've listened to it a lot. When I go into like what I've listened to the most this year already, it's all of this album.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what that says about SMEs.
I think given some time and another album or two, and just finding its place in the wider oeuvre of their work, I imagine it will be lower probably for me. But right now, I'm still riding the highs. I'm going 8. If you ask me in a year, I'd probably say something else. But
Why don't you tell us what your favorite Fall Out Boy album is? Just so we know kind of what your criteria is.
well, for me, if I have to actually pick, and I do,
Yeah. It wasn't a joke. I know it's just kind of this thing with my voice. It sounds like I'm making a joke. You don't have to pick.
well, I'm just thinking, do I want to say Fully Do? I do, but I know that the last 4 or 5 tracks aren't. So probably, honestly, From Under a Cork Tree.
I'm coming apart at the seam. Picture myself leading at the people burn, and that is all. Mr. Sandman showing his feet.
This was supposed to be 45 minutes.
Head like a steed.
I just like that. Wait, what'd you say your favorite? Cork Tree.
I think so. If I had to,
I think for me, it might be Infinity on High for me. Every song on there is like this is their best song.
I love that album.
Hallelujah.
I love
listened to
it.
like 10 times last week.
It's a great song. It's a great album. I haven't listened to that one in a really long time. I should probably
Me neither. I revisited it when I think they talked about it was the 15-year anniversary, and I was just like, to me, that's what they were trying. It's like the perfect balance of like they were doing what they like, and then they were able to do maybe what they wanted to more. They just hit their little, except for This Ain't a Scene, It's an Arms Race. That's like that's where the lyrics, even back then, I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh,
It's
boy.
not great. And actually, now that I actually don't like Dance Dance. So maybe I would say Infinity on High.
Okay. Hey, if you like this, we're gonna put out some more. I think. What are we gonna do for the next episode?
What do we
Should we cover something else that we kind of in this vein, something that we also both agree on, and then we'll start to reach out to the little
Yeah.
ends of the earth. We'll leave the center of the bosom, and we'll start to explore the world's end.
We talked about Fall Out Boy
We talked about Green Day
to Green Day.
because here's my connection too is kind of their what was that? The Hella Mega Tour.
Yeah.
What a bad name.
Wow.
We're not going to talk about Weezer.
Not yet.
Not yet. Just give me some time to digest this album. So do we do Green Day? Do we do what?
I think we got to go back to the start.
Wow, that's interesting.
Of the pop punk sort of.
So what is that?
In full force.
Dookie?
I think we have to. We got to go
Okay.
Dookie.
All right.
And that should be a lot shorter.
Yeah. What do we say at the end of this podcast?
Oh, bye.
Your tables have been turned.
Oh, your tables have been turned.
Bye.
Bye.
Each week we listen to an album, here's our mind. Just know it's gonna take about 3 hours of your time to hear us complain or praise each other's taste. But no matter what, at the end of the day, we're just best friends who love different music we are.